Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is what happens when you. You need to go like. Whew. See, I was spitting hot fire. That's what happened. Every time I get on this motherfucker. Every time I get on this motherfucker and be spitting hot fire, that's when I have no volume. When I just get on this motherfucker, start freestyling and just going off saying the most amazing things I've ever said in my life. The most the most glorious combination of syllables that I could ever put together to form coherent thoughts. And then I look down and I see no volume. And I can't recite it because this is all freestyle. This is all off the dome. You know, I've been trying the little start of the stream, kind of having like a pre-written premise to kind of set the tone. And that's kind of here and there. I kind of like it. It helps because it makes sure I kind of touch on the thoughts I want to. So I think it's giving a little bit of structure to the streams. But anyway, tonight, no rhyme or reason, no point or purpose. I missed y'all, right? I just wanted to say, hey, let's just chop it up. It's a Sunday. It's not going to be any Sunday night confession. We ain't been live enough yet for a Sunday night confessions, right? Because when we do have one, it will be, I hope that it is at least as glorious as the old days, right? Like some of them old Sunday night confessions used to be extremely entertaining. Wherever Miss V Darko is, she definitely had a few Sunday night confessions that were entertaining. Shout out to AB. AB always came with some good Sunday night confessions. But let's see what we got joining us. Let's just get into a conversation. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I still got polls. Uh-oh. We got to save it. We got to say, once I know we going to get some good equal, because we don't want to just have people putting themselves out there and then everybody just being nosy, want to point the finger and judge, and y'all going to get in the Discord talking about folks. Y'all going to get in the little private rooms. Oh, you heard what so-and-so said? Look at him. Look at him. But yeah, I'm sure there's a few stacked. I got a couple. I got it. Shut the look. What the Peanut got some. I got a couple. He ain't want to be left out. He letting y'all know I got some. Don't forget about me. Yeah, I got a few. I probably got a few that I've recalled. Probably a few new ones. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's when we'll know the community is back to where it was, right? Right, yeah, he trying to tell me, so he over there mad because Pecan is tearing up it's got like a little fabric kennel thing. It's really like a travel kennel. And he tearing up, but Peanut used to do the same shit, so I guess he mad because he ain't doing it. Like, Peanut is still a puppy, but he became like a old man dog overnight as soon as, soon as the other one showed up. Right. No. That's Scotty. I don't know where Scotty is. Scotty made his choice. Right, I don't even know Scotty's still alive. Scotty is an old memory. But shout out to Scotty. Scotty was the original OG. This is Peanut. Mr. Anderson, good to see you. Can you remember Scotty? Scotty ass would never bark. Scotty, I might have heard Scotty bark maybe twice in the entirety of me, having ownership of him. This dog, on the other hand, he'll probably bark again in the next 2 minutes. No telling. He's going to find something. What he wants to go on the patio. That's what he want to do. We're not going to do that. But shout out to Cavity Creek. Shout out to lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Shout out to Mr. Anderson. Shout out to Miss Belle Northern Style. You know what I'm saying? Scotty went in the divorce. There was no divorce. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's Jesus, take the mic. No, so like I say, tonight is whatever's on your mind. Whatever y'all want to talk about. Let me see if the polls actually work. They probably not. The shit worked for me, and then when it's time to get live, the shit be having stage fright. It don't want to work properly. Where's the polls button? Let's see. Will the poll pop up? No, the polls did not pop up. Ain't that a bitch? Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Now I got to do this shit manually. Son of a gunner. Right? So ultimately, D-Love, what's going on? I hope y'all got some news. Who got some? See, I told you. Look at this nigga. There you go. I gotta fix the thing. The ticker's all fucked up. Like that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be all. It's shit discombobulated right now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. All right. Let me see. Hold on. This is bullshit. Let me see something. Still not working. All right. So, what's been going on? So, Gravity said, let's talk about these politicians, big tech, how they fucked up every goddamn thing. Oh, man. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, man. I love y'all, right? What I've come to learn, especially from watching people interact like during the World Cup, and this is what has really been shifting my perspective. Not even really shifting my perspective. I realized that even before I met a lot of y'all, before I met any of y'all, right? Life, y'all know, I talked to y'all about it. Life has lifed, right? And life continued to life. And really until just recently, yeah, I'm not saying life ain't still life, but I've just really realized like a better perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? Once you kind of shake some dead weight and you kind of get your head straight, you see things differently. And life is good, man. Even when it's bad, life is good. It's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing adventure, right? And if you upright and you can move and you should be thankful. Like if you have, even if you're in a bad situation, just being able to move and group is something to be thankful for, right? Last night we talked about, are we even living in reality? But to experience that, to feel things, to touch things, just to exist, it's a beautiful thing, right? I don't think that we take appreciation for the small shit in life enough. Because so much bad shit is happening. But it could be much better. It could be, hey, keep up, what's going on? Jared in the building, good to see you. But like I said, it's fucked up. And like I said, I love y'all, the people, right? And what I'm saying about what I've realized is that people all around the world love each other. But we all have to do dirty work, or we have to have this dirty perspective due to governments. The governments are the fucking problem, right? And it's at this point, it's probably like illegal to say this now. Like we don't even know that. But at this point, we're still calling America land of the free, home of the brave, and all that. Home of the brave, 100%. America is home of the motherfucking gangsters. Like America is bowdy and rowdy, you know? I love the American people. That's why I say I love the spectrum of people. That's why I love the Den, because we're all friends in the Den, right? Even if we're not. But we all come from a different perspective. We're American for the most part. Even if those who are not, it's people, right? You saw when all those people were coming from different countries and going through hoods. We ain't gonna talk about them niggas, but and going through different places and interacting and experiencing America and other people experiencing those cultures, and even places that you had negative connotations about, negative, information about. You see, hey, these people are pretty fucking cool, or all the things I'm seeing, they're pretty cool, or they don't look at us the way they say they do. I watch a lot of different content. I watch a lot of travel content, right? Eventually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch it. We're gonna travel. We're gonna take the Den on the road. And we're gonna visit all the Den folk. We're gonna take the Den on the road. We're gonna stop in everybody's hometown. Y'all can't hide. I'm pulling up on everybody. But we start off in the city. Shit, we ain't got to go nowhere. It's just that half the Den in the city. What the fuck are you? That's you, Pecan. You punk ass punk. But it's the people, but the governments. And it's not, it's the fucked up motherfuckers in the government. And then we can look at both sides. They're all fucked up, right? They're all fucked up. Like they've ruined, they've bastardized what the idea was because they were greedy, right? We can talk about corporations and we can talk about all that because they are. But what's the job of a corporation? To make fucking money. The people who are supposed to protect you from the monopolies and this type of shit happening are the people who lie to you and you go out and you vote for them, right? Because they do nothing, because they get paid a little bit on the back end and they help spread your cheeks and grease you up, and they let these companies do what they want to do to you, right? I saw recently that now you can't sue these pesticides companies for cancer now, right? That's crazy to me, right? That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? You know what these people are doing. I'm gonna open the line here to you. So like I say, if y'all got just something on your mind, you just want to talk, whatever's on your mind, this what kind of night it's gonna be tonight. Just something different. No agenda, no direction. Let's just talk to the people. How are you doing tonight, right? Let's see. It's still not working. Let me see if I can do it manually. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not popping up. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Is that my, hold on. I know that ain't my people. Is it not showing up? Why is this not showing up? Is that my boy Charlene? Oh, you know what time it is, man. It's getting to that season where they getting booted up next week. It's about that time, man. What y'all gonna do? How you feeling? Good to see you, Charlene. Absolutely good to see you, man. I love that. It's definitely good to see you. So I understand, like, I'm a person, I'm not saying I'm an anarchist, right? Because I don't believe that people deserve to live in anarchy because you just don't know what other people's intentions are. There should be structure, there should be organization, there should be rules, and there should be regulations, but they shouldn't overdo it, right? Like, so I understand everybody's perspective. It's just I don't understand everybody's way of handling things. You know what I mean? People, the American people honestly have forgotten what their real power is, like what made them the American people. And the reason they've forgotten is because those same companies and corporations that you spend and buy from, they deliberately made you crazy. They deliberately poisoned you. They deliberately, manipulated your genetics. Like, if we want to be honest about it, right? Like, all these studies and all these things that come out, if we're being honest, these things had permanent changes. Why are so many people getting sick? Why are so many people getting cancer? Like, it seems like everybody, like back in the day, maybe I'm tripping, right? Maybe I was just young and I wasn't aware. But why? It doesn't seem like cancer was as rampant as it was, back then. Even in the early 2000s, like, you knew somebody who had cancer, it was like crazy. Again, like, maybe it's because I'm older, maybe because the friend group I'm with, but I'm seeing younger people too, right? Everybody's got some kind of cancer. Everybody got some kind of heart condition. Everybody's got some kind of something going on, right? And it's been allowed because of technicalities, right? As long as we change these words or we say this, like, people have been allowed to manipulate the population. They've been allowed to dumb us down because we don't think like we used to, right? We don't have the brains that we used to. We don't have any sense like we used to. You know what I'm saying? And it's just they watered down the population, right? We were just talking about in the Discord, the kids can't read, and then we were talking about Charleston. Some of y'all might not like Charleston White, some of y'all might, right? Came through the other day and he said, hey, here in Houston, 33% of y'all kids can't read at grade level. I think that's a low ball. I personally believe, unless they didn't lower the qualification of grade level reading, and then this nigga comes and uses the statistic from the STAR test. Do you understand what they do? I don't know about other states, right? But that standardized test, that's how the schools get their funding, if I'm not mistaken, right? If I'm not mistaken, or at least part of it. So a lot of these schools will push. I know they used to do it definitely back in my day with the TOS, the tax, all that shit they used to have. And they're pushing to get good grades. Hey, look how well we did on this standardized test. They teach the kids how to pass the standardized test. Some of these schools have got caught with the teachers helping out on the standardized test. So the standardized test doesn't mean anything to me. And then he goes on to speak about how they can read, but they just have trouble processing the information they just read. If you can't process the fucking information, did you just read? You just mumbled some fucking words. If you just read something and have no idea what you just read means, you didn't read anything. You saw something. You know what I mean? Charles Myers, hilarious. Delta, Baltimore. I'm not envious, right? Baltimore is. I saw a story about Baltimore. I saw a kid in Baltimore. He thought he was getting a suit and getting a cap and gown. Motherfucker thought he was getting a cap and gown. He had 3 credits. Good to see you, Mr. Delta. All right. Say 4 to 9. I know I'm riding. I'm only riding with one. Now you know we don't talk sports. This sauce gonna be up this week though. I got something special for the sauce. Sauce gonna be up this week. I know the den folk be like, this nigga getting that sauce. We getting neglected. I ain't gonna neglect y'all. I'm telling y'all, we got content. I ain't gotta struggle. I ain't gotta overthink it. Den folk gonna be taken care of. But I don't like how they talking about. They talking down on my tech. They trying to make the Texans defense like we just fell off. Like niggas not gonna get better. Like young players, rookies, and second year players ain't gonna get better, right? Like we don't got heat back there. Like we ain't gonna get the YC. You know what I'm saying? But the worst thing that happened is we improved on every facet except we still got the same quarterback. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. So, I told y'all. The ChatGPT degree. That's what's shaking in a lot of these places, right? You can't tell me, look, I know people love, I got a degree and you got a ChatGPT in this. Right, depending on when you got, like you might have caught that wave, right? And you was able to get into, that's why the kids don't know shit, right? Because there's like I'm guessing it's Gen Z. I don't really care. Everything after millennial, even the young millennial, everything like after quote unquote elder millennial to me, I don't care. You little young niggas want to fight, let's fight. Is the bot working? Let me know if any of the commands are working because the poll end isn't working and is that's not what she said. And for whatever reason, it's not showing up. The polls, I need to do the manual way, I think. Except I was going to do that earlier and I got distracted. But the kids are not sharp, right? They're not bright. And my thing is, I've talked to educators, multiple educators, right? In different grade levels, in different aspects of education. And the consensus across the board is these kids are fucking stupid, right? They don't listen. They can't listen. They don't have the ability to focus. That I've seen a lot now is the kids can't think. The kids don't have the ability to think like that. Man, when they stopped teaching us how to think a long time ago. Like if you didn't have somebody in your household teaching you how to think, not how to follow instructions, not how to be, like if you didn't have somebody teaching you how to think outside the box in your household, they stopped teaching you how to think probably, I'm going to say definitely in the 2000s, but I would say maybe mid-90s. Like it started kind of getting to where, like I say, it's standardized test focus. You don't have to think to pass the standardized. We want you to think this way, right? Rockefeller did a goddamn good job. That boy put his stamp on it, but we want you to think this way. We want you to process thoughts this way, not outside the box, not get creative. You're only correct if you think about things in this way that we told you to, and if you write this paper, we're going to grade you a 1 through 4, and you did a good job. I remember I got a 4 on one of those, which was like the best thing, and I bullshitted the whole little, and I knew in my head I was bullshitting, and that's when I lost faith in the education system. But TD, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, look, man, fuck that quarterback, man. But the children now, it's not even that they can't think, is they don't have the voice inside their head doesn't work. And I know, like they already said, like it might have been either only 30% of people do or up to 30% of people don't have that voice in their head. If that's true, I can understand why people crash out, right? Like if that's true, I understand why people, like if you don't have that filter, right? But when you say, hey, there's a voice in your head, it sounds like you're fucking crazy, right? Or is it only when you got multiple voices in your head that you're crazy? But that's what I'm saying. It's a situation where the kids are fucked over, man. And it's really the millennial parents that fucked them over. If you want to be really cool about it, like, because that millennial and late Gen X felt a certain way about how they were raised and what they did or didn't have. And so the millennial parents are like, I'm going to make sure my kid doesn't go without. And y'all spent too much time nurturing, right? And instead of letting them get out there into some naturing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they can't be around each other. That's why they can't cooperate. They can't, speak to one another. They don't, in public, they're afraid of everything, right? But like I say, now I'm learning that they don't have a voice in their head. They have to speak out loud. That's what a lot of teachers are talking about, like how these kids, they literally cannot, they have to say the words out loud that they're thinking. Can you imagine that? A class with even 20, 25 kids, and I don't know what the average classroom is, right? Let's just say a class has 20 kids in it. And let's just say half of them cannot think inside their head. That has to be, one, disruptive for the other. It has to be disruptive for all the kids, right? It makes it hard for them to operate. Let's test the dilly-dally, because that's still fucked up. God. What is this? I'm pissed off, and I don't know what's, okay. It's supposed to be this one. Okay, they should be working now. Okay. It's the button. Like I said, I try to automate everything and push it on the buttons, so I can focus more on having a conversation with you guys or the thing, whatever I'm talking about, without having to necessarily dive off into this back end. Pause. No pun intended. All right. First poll, hopefully this works. I'm going to put a 2-minute poll on here. Again, remember, #1, #2, #3, #4 to get your vote counted. Make sure you put the hashtag. I want to know your thoughts. While we get that going, again, I genuinely want to know. Oh, man. Bro, like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's talk. Bro, I posted it in the Discord today. Make sure you get the vote, right? I want to fight this bitch. Like, I don't hit hoes, right? I don't hit women. What you mean, Honcho? You say hoes, ladies, and bitches, different things. I might uppercut a bitch. You just at the right time and place, if the scenario calls for it, like, yeah, I hit a bitch with a sure you can, one of them hoes right there. But but I seen this bitch eat a fucking stick of butter wrapped with not that fruit, but a fruit roll up, and stick hot Cheetos in the top of it, and then had a nerve to offer it to the camera. Oh, Jesus, take the mic. Because, what? You know what I'm saying? Damn, who was that? Was that Bernie? I might be forgetting. Oh, somebody do the trivia exclamation point thingy and see if that's working. But again, like I said, I feel bad, right? This is not even me like clowning. This is not me talking down. Like, I feel bad for the kids because they will not know how to process the world around them. And the world around them, those who do know, are going to be able to take advantage, right? Like, those who have a little bit of, God forbid, somebody have a little bit of motion, and they're gonna have a severe advantage. Because what's going to happen is, if we've all seen Idiocracy, I hope. If you haven't seen Idiocracy, at least go watch maybe like the first 10 minutes of it, and it will explain to you the current state of the world that we're, at least in America, right? The dummies keep fucking the dummies, and they breed more dummies. And the dummies ain't got a wide hobby habit, you know? They don't have a wide breadth of activities that they get into. So they fuck. They go to the club and they fuck. They go to the club and they fuck. And then, they go outside and they fuck. They go to the store and they fuck. That's all they do, right? They don't do anything major, just a bunch of fucking, right? And the fucking rotates and it does all kind of other twisted kind of shit going on. And you got offspring that come from those habits. And the offspring were not expected, not planned, not thought about. And the offspring don't become the focal point. The offspring become an accessory. The offspring become a Wolverine. What's the motherfucking deal? Hey, Wolverine. I'll holler at you if you know anybody. Yeah, because you're in the ATX area. Just think I'm holler at you after the stream about something. Since you were in that side of town. But it's good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, girl 6. How you doing? Good to see you this evening. I hope you're doing all right. But no, for real, like I said, it's just I feel bad for him because when you don't understand and you can't comprehend or you don't have the ability to explain yourself, the world around you, the things that you like, the things that you're interested in, the things that scare you, the things that drive you, right? And you can't explain these things properly. You can't, describe the feeling. That's a frustrating thing, right? If you don't have the ability to properly, explain yourself. And some of these kids know that, and they're embarrassed, and they're ashamed, so they don't. They're ashamed, so they don't. What's this nigga in the background? You're a troublemaker. Look at this. What are you doing? Man, y'all move. Get out the lights. That's what I'm saying. Niggas and nigga dogs always doing some shit. But again, like I say, they're lacking. And again, the content that they're shown is less. It's just attention grabbing nonsense. It's really not about anything. There's no substance. They don't know why they respond and react. Same way when we were kids, but it wasn't as bad. But I think that full circle, coming back to the companies that like to fuck us over, they knew that. You know what the most fucked up thing? The most fucked up thing, right? The most fucked up thing, and let me open up the lines here in just a second. Most fucked up thing I've learned recently, and it's about most of my favorite childhood cartoons. Most of my favorite childhood cartoons weren't real ideas. And I'm not saying they weren't real ideas, right? But they were mainly shit made up to sell toys, right? Like, I didn't think, of course, right? But I didn't think about it then. Like, you would think that, hey, maybe there's like this book or this franchise or something that's out that people already like. So I'm making a show about that. And because people already like the show or they see a visual version of it, they buy the merchandise. No, these niggas were skipping all that. They were like, we're going to just make some over-the-top ass, cool-ass shit. SWAT cats, biker mice from Mars, what was it, street sharks, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And all various forms of like the Ninja Turtles or something like that. They all kind of spin off of gangster-ass animals who done got all personified, right? And I liked a lot of them shows. Right? It worked. I enjoyed a lot of those shows. And those shows, they got me. They got you too. Right? They got y'all too. We all got. Right? We enjoyed that shit. Like, I think Looney Tunes might have been some OG shit. Right? And then, you kind of spun off. Looney Tunes used to be wild. They didn't water down. I didn't even know they had like new Looney Tunes. Right? Like, I thought the old shit that we used to watch kind of like in the 90s, which was already old shit, they weren't even really, like Tiny Toons were like new Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about like old fucking, old ass fucking, they used to like the shit from the 60s and 70s, right? The real goofy shit that stick the goddamn shotgun in the hole and comes back and pokes you out the tree or some shit, like, just the off the top old shit. They got like new Looney Tunes and like Daffy and all these motherfuckers, they talk different. They do shit. And these new Looney Tunes are actually like old already. So I'm like the old nigga just discovering there was like a batch of Looney Tunes in between, right? So I'm just saying. Let me see. Let me see. That's definitely, I'm working on it. I'm doing my best. But actually, no. I might try to be early for that. But overall, like that's the way. Like people don't realize, and again, not to get all wokey or communisty or whatever you want to. It's reality. This is why I say I have to move into. But like I love capitalism for its, I guess you could say, the upward mobility. If the game is played fairly, right? But we all know people don't play fair. That's just not how this works. And in the end, the consumer gets fucked. I was watching a thing, and it's a guy, he was talking about how he used to live in America and how he lives in, I forgot where he says now, probably one of those Southeast Asian countries or one of those South American countries. And especially if you in the hood, that shit looks like any decent hood you ever been in. It looks like nicer than a lot of these planned communities, right? And he's like, my bills are like 20-something for, electricity or, $20, $30 for this, that, stuff we pay hundreds of dollars a month for. Several $100s a month for. Like, so like I'm not here to discourage anybody who has faith, right? And then the revival of things. I just don't think it's happening. And I think that at this point in history, it's all going to get got. Everything's going to get enveloped. Everything's going to get encapsulated. But it's going to happen here faster. I've always believed, or at least for a long time, like America feels like the petri dish, the testing. Right, we're going to try things out here. We try it here, and then we see how it works in the rest of the world. Rest of the world a little bit ahead of us in a lot of things, and I don't want to get to that. And it's not to talk down on Americans. It's like this was planned. Like you had forces working against you that you didn't even know. But my thing is, as an American, the most American thing you can do right now is get the fuck out of America on some real shit and just go live. If you don't own, if you ain't holding, if you ain't got it, my youth, the young folks, I'm telling you this. A lot of older folks don't realize, hey, just do this. That stuff is gone. I'm Unc status at this Uncle Honcho. I don't even want to. That sounds terrible. Your boy Honcho, bro. I ain't the old nigga in the club, but I'm your old partner, right? I'm like the old nigga that's been at the job too long. When the young niggas come in, be cool. Oh, okay, he gonna tell me the real rate. I don't want to be your friend, no. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. If you want happiness in the frame that we have left, your best bet is to go out and seek it. Look at y'all want to get into a real conversation. I want to open up the line, but I like we can dive into some shit, but y'all got to get in this chat. We can dive into some shit. Like this is why I feel bad for the children, and that's why I say like I don't want kids. I don't want to deal with it because it's not even that I hate kids. It's just that I feel bad for the world that they're being brought up in. Right? It's not the childhood we had, not in any way, form, or fashion. And the thing is nothing's really changed. But public perception, right? I saw a McDonald's Play Place picture the other day, man. I almost brought a thug tear. I almost brought that same tear that I was watching My Girl. I told y'all yesterday I was watching My Girl. He doesn't. Here's his glasses. He doesn't have his glasses. Oh, it's so painful. I'm over exaggerating to keep him quiet. Oh, it's terrible. I want to cry. But I saw the Play Place. And it's a bunch of fucking tablets. The Play Place, it used to be outside, and it was a mini theme park, right? Like you got into the little bubble majigger and you fell down the slide. There was a ball pit. If it was outside and they didn't keep it right, sometimes it had snakes in it, and you might have knew somebody who got bit and they got paid. But all I'm saying is. That don't exist. Everything looks the same. The Pizza Huts don't even Pizza Hut no more. You still know the building that used to be a pizza. There used to be uniqueness in design. We're past that. We're on this whole minimalist. Like, look, I saw some shit the other day. Remember 0 for no, 1 for yes. If most of y'all get what I'm saying, I'll move forward with it. But if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'll try to pull one up. But you know how people kind of used to decorate them? They had like them little glass squares. They were kind of opaque, and that was just kind of like a divider. They'd stack them up. It was some old 70s kind of shit. But that shit was groovy. Remember like the circular couches that was all built into the den? That shit was cool, man. Like, we suck now. Nothing's cool. Everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing. Nobody's doing nothing unique. Like, go to nobody's house and you just see, man, this is fucking unique. Why? Because everybody's buying McMansions. You, Peanut, you want a McMansion for a dog. You can't have one. We're not living like that, right? Everybody wants the McMansions, right? They should. That's what I'm saying. Like it's Pizza Inn was the shit, right? You see niggas that brought Pizza Hut back and they're starting to doing the buffets and certain shit again. I'm gonna pull up, right? If not, I'm gonna make my own pan pizza. I need a little tiny cast iron skillet. I'm gonna go get one. We gonna do that shit live. Burn the house down. It's over, man. Like the kids don't have that. Like I know they had to bring back memories for some of y'all. You remember. Like part of going to McDonald's, that's how they really got you. Like the kids nowadays are whack. They want to go to McDonald's. They want to actually eat the McDonald's food. It wasn't even about the food at McDonald's. The food really was secondary. I want to go to like, don't bring me McDonald's. That's cool. I'll take the Happy Meal because it had a toy. Do the Happy Meals even have toys in them anymore? They probably got a little digital shit you scan. You scan this and get this digital game. Yeah, Happy Meal game. Like what is happening? It's we lost it, man. Like as a country, we lost it, right? And we call the people now who still got it, we call them weird. We're the weird. Those of us who ain't like we're the weird. We start conforming, right? Like are we really a lot of us? And I'm not saying like you just got to be a groovy disco flower baby. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, sugar daddy? Yeah. None of that type of weird shit. You know what I mean? Like but I'm just like we're not as a population. We're not unique anymore. Everybody's watching the same. Like in a world where you have the ability to do so much more than ever, more people are doing the same bullshit, right? Like it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I got boogers on the slide. There was boogers on the slide back then. It was some little dirty motherfuckers, but it was little dirty ghetto kids. And I ain't talking about the brand. It was some little dirty motherfuckers back then, right? But like I said, you remember berries. But yeah, you went because you wanted to play in the play place. Right, you wanted the Happy Meal because it had the kids nowadays want to eat McDonald's over home food when like back then McDonald's like was competing with the house because the ingredients were a bit more real, right? This shit nowadays tastes like modified plastic. Peanut, shut up! You can't go outside. I'm talking. All right, this is what we're gonna do, Peanut. We're gonna take a poll. We're going to take a poll on peanut and pecan. Quick poll. 0 for no, 1 for yes. Should I let peanut and pecan outside? Because I know what they're going to do. They're going to bark, and I'm going to have to go out there and tell you, get your goddamn asses back in this house. I got to treat them like small children. But we'll let the chat decide. It's up to the chat, right? So I don't want to hear any more growling. I don't want to hear any more grumpiness. You shut your ass until the quick poll's done. So, like I said, it's just a situation where I don't give you that face. I don't want to see it. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm running it in here. I run a tight ship. It's a strict program, baby. But don't look at me. You can't get away from the bookshelf. You can't read. You're a dog. You read as good as current children in the HISD system. Get your ass on. Come on. What the fuck are you eating? Anyway, like I was saying, them niggas gonna be out there. They're gonna come right back in and fucking piss me off. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The world has changed, man. It's not the same. That's why I say I feel bad for them because they don't have. Although they think they're cool or they think that they got more. I'm on Linux. That's the thing. That's the real issue because I'm fucking with Linux. Shout out to Kevin. I'm fucking with Linux, right? That's part one, but got a lot of shit going on. And it's crazy because even with everything running, I'm not even using 10% of the system in total. I know for a fact. I'm probably using closer to 3 to 4, if that. Like overall. And so I'm just wondering, like, it just random ass fucking freeze, shenanigans and tomfoolery. But see, that's what happened. Y'all wanted to let them out. They sabotaged the stream. I told y'all not to trust them niggas. Now look. I gotta see if the bot probably ain't connected. Let me reconnect that motherfucker. You see, y'all let the little whining and the growling and shit fool y'all. I know these niggas, man, and that's how they do you. They was like, niggas took too long with the vote. They took too long with the vote. Fuck it, we gonna turn off the stream, right? And that's what they did. It was, yeah, that's what they did. Okay, the bot should be active. Hopefully everything else is working. Fuck it, we just gonna rock out. Oh man, give me 1 second. God Okay. All righty. Welcome to the den. Let's try this all over again. I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about the motherfucking how the kids just ain't got shit. But I guess I felt like I was on a little groove. I was rolling, and then they said, "Fuck that, nigga. You talking too much. You saying too much, right?" And so there we go. Anyway, make sure you hit the like button if you ain't hit that like button. But again, I understand, like, it's fucked up. They feel like the options are grim. Even not even just the youth, not even the youth in the educational stage, like those who are young adults, man, I get it. You try to get out in the game, a fucking apartment, it's $1,000 fucking dollars, right? And we don't really live in a system where some families do, some families don't. But we a lot of times, depending on how you were raised, what type of situation you were raised in, and I don't blame somebody who was raised in a bad situation to be ready to get out, right? Or a person who, hey, I know I want to have my own way. I know I'm going to pay like I weigh. I know I got to do what I got to do, and I'm willing to do that. But it's so much more difficult to get out and on your feet. Have you seen the price of gas lately? Gas, right? This gas? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna keep? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You chewing on the fucking baseboard. You can't do that. You can't chew on the fucking baseboard and think it's okay. Man, I know. Dreamer, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh, I was talking about you the other day, and we were talking about old den folk at 17. And people was like, oh, I didn't remember. I knew it. What's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. That's what I say. That's I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's the reason I've been trying to be more consistent lately, especially after we lost some den folk. Is because what I know it's on me. I always say it's on me because the more consistent I am, the more folks tend to find their way back because I guess, hey, maybe it pops up. Maybe YouTube tells them something. But it's super good to see you. Well, and I hope that you're well, man. For real. That's what's up. Jim Lotus, what's the motherfucking deal? Gas is ridiculous, right? and depending on, what you drive, right? Folks, if you got a... Depending on what you drive, I want y'all to look in the face of a guilty person. And yes, I'm gonna get them professionally cut because my cuts ain't work. My cuts are terrible. I tried a couple of times. I be leaving them uneven. I be afraid to cut their eyes. I don't want them to twitch and get all whatever. So I'm gonna start getting them cut professionally because I feel like I'm I'm wasting their good years, their puppy years, and they look like shit. So but this is the face of a very bad dog, right? And you see, look, you hear him in the background growling because he ain't getting no attention. You being a punk ass nigga. This is a bad dog, right? This is the guilty one. If something went wrong, this is the guilty one. And he has no shame. Look at him. There's no shame in his face. Look at this dog. Look at him clearly. Look at this. Look, that's the face of a guilty mutt. But that's pecan. Anyway, stop chewing on that shit. But like I said, even for the youth, man, it's hard. Like, how do you get in? How do you get on, right? What used to be when I was about 18, getting on an apartment, get you about $400, $300, $350, maybe get you one bedroom, get you on a special or something, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you were willing to live. But even maybe $500, $600 was nice, right? Like, you can say that's a nice apartment, right? You can't get on like that. You can't. The down payment on a house is ridiculous. And so as I kind of sit in between in that generation, like, I understand where the older folks say, just work hard and, you do this and these things. And I get it. And that's the only way it's going to work. But the amount of work you have to do now, the amount of hard work has multiplied, right? It's multiplied. And you got so many other things that you have to deal with now that weren't necessarily a case or weren't necessarily an issue back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you had scammers and all that type of shit. Every day, everybody, somebody getting their fucking identity stolen, getting their shit fucked over. Imagine amassing something and working for it and it just get yanked from up under you, right? You got people doing fucking, what's the shit I've been seeing? They've been doing it heavy in Houston. You got to be careful. If you own property anywhere, you got to check your, not your fucking mortgage. I can't even think of the word of the thing. Check your deeds, man, because they like do this deed switching shit, and they have a way to sell it to themselves because there's no, the system is not up to date. So scammers know this. They know how to manipulate this shit, and motherfucker will steal your house right from under you, right? Right? And so I understand it. Like, I get it. What I'm saying though, like if you got a vehicle, then depending on what type of gas you got to use, if your gas tank on the right side, you're spending four and a half in Texas, right? Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy to me. In Texas, niggas spending $4 on gas. I don't care if it's plus. I don't care if it's premium. I don't care. All of that's ridiculous as shit to me, right? Going to the gas pump got me ready to sing a YG song. Like I'm fucking pissed. I can only imagine how y'all rocking in California, but that shit got me so fucking pissed off. You know what I'm saying? That shit got me so mad. Like, and it's like, what happened? Like, what happened to the cheap gas? You put the cheap shit in there and you taxing more than the motherfucker. Like, the gas fucking sucks and it costs more than ever. And when the gas goes up, everything else goes up. Like, what the fuck? I get it. But your wages don't go up, Your income doesn't go up. It doesn't fluctuate with the market. So I get it. I understand, especially when you're an entry-level person trying to make something with yourself. Imagine having a full-time job and doing all this and still having to live with your parents and you don't want to, right? And you're still under their rules. I get it. Like, imagine most of us, when we were young, we got out pretty young. As soon as we had the opportunity, we were out the door, right? But so I get it, man. Like, I understand the frustration of the youth. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? And the jobs ain't there, And you say getting the blue collar, getting all that, not respected. I get it. I understand it. Maybe they're not built for that. These kids are soft, right? And kids are soft. You can't blame them for what their parents did. Like, it's easy to point fingers. Like, I'm trying to get back to a mindset of understanding, right? Like, back to a perspective of reason and balance, right? Because for everything, there's an opposite, the yin and the whole yang. So The reason these kids are so fucked up is because either they were super neglected or they didn't get the right whatever. We didn't get that balance. You got this fucking gentle generation. I got a video. I'm gonna send it in the Discord after this. Black folks, I don't want to hear that's white people shit no more. That's over. That was really done around like 2022. But it's over and done with. We can't use that. We don't raise our kids like the epidemic. We have let the fathers out the household too long because the kids is talking crazy, right? And I'm not saying black men aren't in their children's life, but I'm seeing that more of because even single mothers back in the day, they wasn't taking no punk shit. You try to talk back to a mom, baby, she would punch you in the mouth. She would execute a boxing combination upon your face. Hit you with an old 1-2, 1-2. Before you finish saying before you finish having a disrespectful thought, they could read your mind. These kids nowadays call their parents by their first name. They speak to them as equals, still with the expectation that you got to do this. It's the most baffling thing I've ever seen in my life, right? It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely, Jim. Benno! What's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. So it's bro, like I get it because I need a better term. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am realistic, right? And I'm not like, and it used to be everything I imagined, these little things. I'm not going to listen to all this. I told you I was always in the Coast to Coast AM. It's always an interesting perspective. I've always feel like you don't have to believe wholeheartedly in something, but don't ever seal your mind completely off to everything, right? And I'm not talking about like weird shit, but I'm talking about like knowledge, possibilities. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. As you're coming to see things, these documents get unclassified, or you just read you just see the behavior of the world, you know things are different, right? Things have changed. Is it just me, right? Y'all let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me see if the polls are working. If you are over the age of 30, which you should be, if you're over the age of 30, your adulthood, think about your adulthood. And if it feels significantly different now than it did when you first became an adult. 0 for if you think it's been pretty much the same all the way throughout. 1, if you feel like it's changed. And if you do feel like it's changed, has it gotten better or has it gotten worse? Right? You know what I mean? Right, it is, bro. And I have the den to thank you for so much. That's why I say I love the den. That's why I say I like conversations like this. Get on the floor. If there's a conversation, something, let me open up the fucking line. How about that? But I've learned so much, like things that I may have teetered on and kind of have an idea about. I've learned so much from the den folk. And that's why I appreciate y'all, man. I rock with y'all the long way, right? Not the short way. And I ain't gonna take the shortcut. We gonna take the long way. So if it's some niggas waiting in the alley trying to jump y'all, I got you. I fuck with y'all like that. And I would equally hope that you had my back in the same manner. Let's get it rocking. Hold on 1 second. Let's get this all together. But no, like I said, it's you can't. You have to think. This is why I was talking about yesterday. Like, what is real? Because I don't think that you should just, maybe deviate and just fuck the whole world. I live by my own code. Yeah, like I'm not saying do that. I think you should have, it's good to have. Most people should have a foundation. Most people should have a group, a crew, or something to go back to, right? Family, whatever you want to call it, of like minds. But the world has gotten so crazy that there is no more like-mindedness. Nah, buddy, you just came from last time you went out there. The shit fucked up, so sit your ass down and just shut your ass up. But that doesn't exist anymore, man. Like people beefing within their own households over beliefs, right? I could never imagine discarding someone because of their beliefs, right? Actions, absolutely. I can understand that. But beliefs, I need to understand. Like there's a thing. Somebody like, why do you feel that way? You know, and it's not that I think it's wrong or I think it's incorrect. It's just why? What is it? What happened? You know, what did you see in your experience on this earth that made you feel the particular way that you do? Because you see things switch up all the time, right? You see people who were devout Christians become atheists. Like, oh, there's no God. You'll see vice versa. You'll see there's no God. I was in the church of Satan. And they're hardcore Christians, right? Like, what is it that makes people flip flop, right? Had to be some kind of experience, but you went opposite directions. Like, so that's why I just like talking to people to understand, right? And I think the more we get to understand each other, which is what I don't think, you know, the big everything, big ag, big pharma, big milk, big dairy. I don't think anybody, none of these corporations really want us to talk, right? Like to really have communication. Because let's be for real, y'all want to be super real. Right. Y'all want to be super real. If the world operated like it should, social media really shouldn't exist. Like we should be out in our communities. We should be out in our neighborhoods knowing to be like, we really cared about that much about what's really going on, but we don't want that. That's not what we really want. What is it? Like, what is it that people are really seeking on social media, right? Because if you saw your neighbors doing a bunch of awesome shit and you wouldn't be flicking like, you'd be on there, most people on there hating. Man, bitch ass bitch, she don't even cut her own grass. Fuck that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that nigga cheating on his wife. Oh, that is a bitch ass nigga, man. I seen that nigga get a flat and call AAA. Yo, bitch ass. Like it would be like the neighbor app, right? It'd be some weird shit going on. But we should be knowing each other. We should be knowing people. Like we should have these conversations. But unfortunately, sometimes, hey, where you're brought up, where you land isn't that way. That's the beauty of social media, that you can find your tribe, that you can find the like-minded individuals. But again, I feel bad for the children because there are no thinkers. They can't, if you can't read, going back to what I was talking about at the very beginning, is the guy was talking about, well, they can read, but they can't really understand what they just read. They can't really, you can't read then. Like, that's why I say I hate that we make excuses for the weak, right? Like this is why we fell off as a country. And I'm not saying like everything has to be hardcore. You got to be in, if you just don't make it, then you just don't get a certain treatment, right? It just is what it is. If you don't win, you don't get to claim victory, right? That's just how it is. That's how it should be. So then if this is what you truly want, then you're going to work harder for it, right? You're going to put down the work to get it. If it's not what you want, you're going to go find what you're willing to go win for, right? You're going to go find what you're willing to put it on the line for. And that's what matters. And I think part of that, though, is people pushing people into things that they may or may not actually be interested in, right? So we gotta, right, and I agree. Like the things that we know now, the things that we talk about now, the things that we pursue. Let's just talk about like how relevant is the now? Like I like to look at the world in a weird way, and I just do it. Doesn't I probably am, but I look at like if everything broke down, right? If this was me on the planet alone or whatever, how valid is Oh, you got all those pistachios? Hold up, baby. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, see, it didn't give you all your pistachios early on? See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if the Bible was tripping or not. Anyway, but yeah, like, is this valid? Is this relevant? Can this sustain my existence? Or is this kind of just frivolous, fodder that's in my mind? And you realize how much of everything is really frivolous fodder, right? And when we got away from the point of having to know how to live, when motherfuckers got away from that little house on the prairie and they moved on up to the east side. Once they moved on up to the east side, it was a wrap, bro. Like it was over with. So people lost the skills because they didn't need the skills, and they thought that they would never get, and they believe now they'll never need them again. But the necessity for those things are going to come back, and they're going to come back soon. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people without that, and there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of leverage because they have those skills, because they possess those abilities. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, let me put the phone on the right thing. My bad. Like I said, it's any kind of conversation. Even we're gonna chat for a little bit longer. I know I talked for much longer than I intended. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Those things happen in the day. It's not the den. if we don't have a technical difficulty. You know what I mean? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, and again though, but I understand it all. I get it. Like, I don't believe. I'm gonna go as far. Like, I don't believe we're living in the purpose that we're supposed to. Like, I don't think. I'm not gonna say. I'm sure that I know you're gonna be like Honcho. Well, Honcho, not all. Some people are living their purpose, right? Some people are out there and they're doing what they're supposed to. Don't say it all. I got you. I get you. I got it, right? I feel you. But what I'm saying is the majority of us don't. The majority of us don't. The majority of people don't have realistic conversations on a yearly basis. Like the majority of people read a book you bought. All right. You say I started putting timer on social media or something. I went, good. That's great. That's actually super dope. I'm thinking about going back to a dumb phone, right? Like, I just think about times like when I had a dumb phone. Even this is like because I used to be one of the first people to get smartphones. I was the first in my group having the Joy and all that extra shit. I never fucked with the Sidekick, but all that type of shit. So I always like to be in advance. And then when I went back to a dumb phone, life got good. Things got good. Things got right. Like I'm. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was more productive overall. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely going back to the dumb phone, putting the timers on there. J Mel, what's going down? You know, she said, I miss landline. Man, look. All I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna get hectic. It's gonna get crazy. So get y'all some of them invest in some of them what's them thing, them 4G walkie talkies. That shit that go nationwide, the ones that go you got the ones that go over the fucking international. Yeah, look, when the shit gets shaky, make sure you got something because it's gonna get shaky. But again, like I said, it's deliberate, it's intentional. So that's what I say. That's why you got to look at what's going on in the world, what's happening, and let me see. Hold on, let me get over here. Let me see what we got going on. All right. But yeah, so that's my whole thing, man. Is that if you don't know how to do the quick draw, whenever it counts down, you have to do exclamation point draw the fastest, and whoever gets it the fastest. I shit hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong shit. I hit the wrong shit. Run that back. Run that back. I hit the wrong shit. I looked up doing something else, looking at the wrong thing. I hit the wrong shit. I don't know. It looked like you went before the thing on the thing say you went beforehand. Let me see what's going on. I ain't even counting that one. That wasn't even a real one. You know what I'm saying? That was a glitch in the system, a glitch in the matrix. That wasn't even no real draw. I pulled the gun and had the little bang flag, and they gave me fake bullets. Y'all don't want to see a player win. Y'all want to skin and grin, but y'all don't want to see a player win. Oh man, I thought we was better than that. No, but no, man. Like I said, it's just a wild world we live in, bro. It's a crazy environment, right? And so, like I said, I used to be a fringe type. Okay, that's interesting. But now, and I think more people are because it's just like I mentioned earlier, everybody's getting sicker. Like I don't think this is an age thing. I feel like even younger people are getting more sick on average than they would when we were younger in that age range, right? Like it's seeming like it's happening on a mass scale. Let me run this back. Hold on. bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right. How the pot? Oh, he must have went before. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. It shows the things at the wrong time. Because how the pot shrink after Wolverine joined in the thing? You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. See, that's how y'all trying to set me up. Hold on. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling in to the den this evening? Is it not going? Hold on. Hold on. See, y'all trying to hit me with the oski doski. Hold on. Nah. That thing cheating. Hold on. All right. See, y'all try to get me out the phone now. It's cheating. I got to fix the system. I see the glitch in the matrix. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? What's going on? Hold on. Let me see if I can get you up. That's the problem. I ain't had the shit up right, so you might have been asking something. Hold on 1 second. Say something now. Okay, it's still not picking up. Hold on. Still ain't picking up. Hold on. I'm trying to get you on the thing. You look, my arm get to hurting. He started having a good conversation. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it ain't gonna work. Maybe it's gonna be janky with us. Can you hear me now? Yeah, it's still on some bullshit. All right. We're gonna go the ghetto way, folks. I hate to do it to you, but that's how we're gonna do it. D-Love, how you doing this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? You gotta deal with your technical issues.
Yeah. It's been bad tonight. The system don't want me to talk tonight, man. It's doing some old. It's doing some janky stuff tonight, man. So you know.
I told you I'm working on 3 projects. You might have some. Might be able to help you.
Okay, look like I'm all about business, man. I'm always interested in say we talking business. You know, let's have a real conversation. I'm always about that.
I might be different though,
Yeah. So how you feel though, Mr. Dr. Love? Because people were. I'm not going to say names, but I believe when you weren't present in one of the prior conversations, there was a truck driver from Port Arthur who made mention of the name D Love, right? And it was not a good insinuation. So I think that next time you cross, I don't want to give up too much. I don't want everybody to know who I'm talking about. So the next time you come across a truck driver from Port Arthur, let them put some respect on your name, man.
I think I know who you're talking about. Oh. I gotta make you suspicion that you making stuff up right now, trying to insinuate some mess.
Me? No, absolutely not. What benefit would I get for making that up?
I don't know, Hunter. You a little peculiar.
Peculiar.
Yeah.
Peculiar.
He's a little different. I even heard you didn't really care about women's body count.
Women's body count?
I want to question you on that.
Oh, you want to bring up, well, we can make it a question if that's what you want to do. Me personally, right? Again, you have to understand the purpose, right? And everybody may not have the same intentions. So I know how I operate in certain dealings, and in the majority of those dealings are the majority of my behavior, then in that situation, I'm not that concerned, right? Like, it's not a first and foremost thing, right? Because again, I'm going to determine by the energy. I've come to realize I can't apply me and my outcomes to that of most gentlemen, right? I've come to realize that because it's a disservice to both, right? Because people are generally not like I've been doing some reflecting on my life recently, right? Just the whole shebang. And I realized I've had it's been a very interesting run. You know what I'm saying? So maybe there's a lot of people who aren't going to have the same opportunities, be in the same situations or occurrences that I am. So maybe me trying to say, oh, it's just this, and this is not the same. The things that people care about aren't the same things I care about, right? Other people may be concerned with procreation, having children, wanting to extend and have a family. That's not a concern of mine, right? So my perspective is going to be maybe slightly different, or my preferences are maybe going to be slightly different than what I would suggest for the average man. And usually when I'm speaking for the average man. I usually try to do not a third person thing, but I just, I speak from the average man perspective. But I've come to realize I'm not always average, right? I don't always have average outcomes. So there's that. That's my long explanation as to why my statement was what it was. Does that change your opinion of the statement?
To be honest,
It doesn't matter if it changes your opinion.
Yeah, look, I don't even know what the statement was. I was just in here being messy.
Right.
What exactly was the statement?
It was something about I forgot what the whole thing was, but it was just about you mentioned to me saying I don't care about women's body count. But I mean I can't I realize, like I say, when you start thinking differently, these ain't the broads of old, right? So you can't expect that. So you either have to think about it like either I really want to deal with this broad like that, what she is, who she is, and this fits in, or it doesn't. Like I think that we've gotten to the point where the whole man and woman argument, all it's just it's a case of the have and have-nots, and everybody knows that, right? So you stop complaining about it and you try to be one of the haves, or you accept being a have-not and understand you're going to get have-not opportunities. You know what I mean? And so that's my whole thing is like, it doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you can never take aggregate data and apply it to every individual. So it's always going to be nuances. But so in terms of the one that you're trying to take serious, you envision a long-term future with, you would still say it doesn't matter.
Again, that might be a little bit different. Like I said, there's factors, that go into many things, right? Primarily my dealings, right? And again, it's a multitude of things. More than likely, it's not gonna be a great thing. It's probably gonna be a negative. But there's levels to it, and then there's, just like I said, the intentions. But that's a difficult position for a woman to get into. So again, those standards may be different for that type of consideration. It's very difficult. So I don't think that's really something that is even all that matter. Infinity.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be different, huh?
I'll shout out to Infinity real quick. Look, there go Trill right there. See, look, snitch alert. Snitch, what am I snitching on? I ain't even say no names.
I knew it was true because the only truck driver I know from the East Coast. So, I mean, cover blunt,
I thought amongst the many truck drivers in the den that you wouldn't figure it out.
No, I only know him and freaking Spitz. Spitz will never be in it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of truck drivers in the den, though. Okay. So what's on your mind, man? Tonight is a whatever night. It's not no real conversation. Tell me some good news that you've had recently, D-Love. Share some good news with the den. What's going on in D-Love's world?
Okay, some good news is good news that I got a lot of good news.
That's what I like to hear. A lot of good news. Share some of that with us. Share with the Den family, the Den folk, the Den generates.
Finally completed coding boot camp.
Okay.
From True Coders. So that's some good news. I'm not just. Yeah. Right now, I'm just looking for a role for a software development position.
Okay.
But that's that. So I'm basically proficient in building websites, creating software, and yeah.
Why don't you start a company? Why don't you start D-Love Digital? Bam. See, I already put you in there you go. That's right there. Bam. Go get your D-Love Digital LLC. See, I done put your foot in.
Why don't you hire me to help you fix this equipment you've been struggling with for years?
Can't do it. I'm on. It's almost done now. I done done all the hard part. Now, if I bring you in, you're gonna take credit for everything I done already done did. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the final stretch. All right.
Yeah, I gotta feed my family, man.
See, you trying to colonize my project, brother. I thought we was better than that. You know what's going on? You try to come in at the late stage and take, man. See, I thought we was better than that, D-Love, man. What's going down? Talk to me.
Hey, you can't stop me from trying to provide for my family. You know what I'm saying?
You're a terrible person. You're a terrible person. Oh, say, what did you miss about the body count conversation? The body count conversation was actually, what was that, yesterday, Friday? But I don't think D-Love was busy, so he wasn't able to join, so he brought that reference back up to the thoughts about the body count. But if you have thoughts about the body count, share it. Today is a free-for-all. What did we used to do? It wasn't free-for-all Friday. It was something. And it was just kind of any kind of topic day. We used to have little themes around it. But anyway, it's a free range. Free range Friday. It was free range Friday. That's what it was. Free range Friday, right? So that's what it is. So, again, yeah, you were telling us good news. You say, so you just recently did a boot camp. Congratulations. And now you're trying to colonize my project. So where are you? Are you looking at any place specific for employment? Are you looking in a certain location? You know, maybe there's folks in here in that location that may have some leads. Are you willing to pack up and move if you have to? Like, what are your specific goals currently when it comes to finding this new employment?
Yeah, if anybody right now, I'm looking for remote work. That's highly preferred. You know, with me working remotely, I can eventually scale and, you know, get multiple jobs, you know, unbeknownst to each employer. Yeah, that's the goal right now. And then, you know, I'm also trying to get some real estate. I'm looking for, you know, a duplex that I can buy right now. And we got some old hairs in here, so I know somebody knows something.
Okay. So, okay. Let me look into that. I might be able to. I might know something on that. That's interesting. Okay, you trying to get into multifamily there?
I'm all about the generational wealth.
Do you think generational wealth still exists in America? Do you think that opportunity is still there? Because I went on a rant earlier talking about how I think, you know, I feel like America's on the downside, and I understand why the youth are upset. I understand why people are upset. You know, if you don't have a foothold at this point, it's very difficult to catch a grip and lift yourself up. It's hard to, lace your bootstraps when you're on a slippery slope. I understand the youth. I understand the perspective of the old folks too, but it's hard for some people to realize that certain opportunities don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Or certain things where they're fading out. And so it's like you can't give the advice that worked when you were there. You have to update the advice. There's still opportunities. There's still, you know, success, but you just got to change the perspective. But you say you want to invest. You want to invest in America. You feel like America still has some golden days ahead of her?
I understand that it's on a decline. You know, the dollar 20 years ago was more valuable than it is today. Right. And that's for the foreseeable future. But as far as, I think you asked if it's, you started off with a question on is there still generational wealth to be invested in, something like that.
Right, yes.
But yeah, because I know somebody who's currently reaping the benefit of it. Yeah, no, for sure. It's a lot of money to be made pretty much everywhere. Like, that's actually the nugget. It's a lot of money to be made everywhere, but especially America, nonetheless. I mean, I haven't heard. Are you saying that there is no, or the amount of wealth in America is declining? Like, what exactly was your point?
wait. I'm gonna say that was on purpose. Wolverines, that shit made me laugh because the trivia was who painted the Mona Lisa, and Wolverines answered Leonardo DiCaprio. That's fucking funny. My apologies. That was a mini distraction there. So you say there's still generational wealth. You see people who are doing it. There's lots of money to be made. I have a question, right? Because you are a man who is looking for love in all the wrong places, right? And eventually you want to be a married man, have a wife, and raise a family. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to make your wife sign a prenup if you obtain generational wealth before you find everlasting love?
I thought about it. Yes. I think that'd be a wise decision from a pragmatic standpoint.
Okay. Y'all might have to put the exclamation point in front of the trivia. I don't know. It shouldn't. You might have to put like trivia and the answer. It might have switched back to that. It shouldn't have to do that. But y'all let me know. But I'll make sure to get that fixed. You say that's the smart thing to do in this day and age?
Yes. Because, I mean, what will be the objection other than it makes her feel bad or I don't trust her or when...
Right, but is that something that causes sows distrust, right? Because we know that ladies tend to flow with their feelings, right? And if you plant a seed in her mind that makes her feel like you don't trust her, is that a bad foundation, for the rest of the relationship? Is that like planting a piece of bamboo around the perimeter of your relationship and eventually it's going to crack the foundation? Talk to me.
It wouldn't be no different than what Will Smith did with his first wife. They got married and I think he made her sign a no divorce clause. Anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see how a woman would see it that way, but like you said, women do tend to lead with emotion.
Right.
And that is why my lady don't run this relationship. I mean, we've seen enough. We see how things can happen. I mean, I understand it'll make them feel bad, but how do you think the man that ended up with the wrong woman?
Do you,
when they had to give up half their stuff for what they, just the years that they put in. And I think it's only 5 years.
So what happened?
Woman followed divorce.
Okay,
I think it's 5 years.
You said 5 years for what? I'm sorry. Huh?
That they have to be married still.
Something like that. Something like that, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I mean, what if a woman, how would you feel, right? If you felt, if she wanted to end things there, would you be solid on that? Do you run a strict program? If she said, hey, if we got to sign a prenup, I want to end things. Are you willing to end it there? Or are you going to try to, negotiate? Or are you going to try, what do you think that you would do if you were presented with a situation like that?
I don't negotiate nothing. I draw the line and she down to it.
I walk the line. Okay. All right, I get it.
I don't do ultimatums. I do choices. And, I mean, from my perspective, if she have no intention of doing anything like that, why not sign the prenup?
Okay. Hold on a second.
Other than the fact that it makes her feel bad, I guess, so that's really the only thing I'm hearing right now.
Okay.
Because it makes her feel bad. I don't hear any other objections.
Okay. Oh, shit.
But, I mean, I can understand why a man wouldn't want to do that. It's just, they want the relationship to be founded upon trust. But what is the practical precaution against what we're talking about? A woman taking half your stuff.
Right. And you like I said, you worked hard. You put the years in. You don't want to You don't want to lose all that effort. You know, you don't want to lose all of that. Is love worth it, right? Or is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? Right? Like what? You know, what is it? You know, would you rather go? Huh?
So here's the thing with that. You ask 100 people what love is, you're prone to get maybe 98 different answers.
Mm.
You know, people don't really be understanding what love really is.
Right. What is your definition of love? I think I know what your definition is going to be, but tell me what your definition of love is.
Nah, you got to tell me what you think my definition is.
No.
I want to be. I don't know what you said it.
No, I'm believing because I don't want you to alter your answer, right? You know, and there's.
I'm not, like, my answer is set in stone. Like,
okay, well then tell me your answer, and I will know because I don't want to sway, I don't want to impact, I don't want to sway your thought either way or the other, right? Yeah, just tell me what you're thinking. But knowing you and the conversations we've had, I feel like I have an idea.
Okay, my understanding of love, it's tied to theology, and that'd be a deep affection expressed through action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I say theology, I'm referring to the Bible.
Exactly.
The Bible says God, yeah, exactly. God is love, and He's the embodiment of it. I mean, any definition of love apart from that is just arbitrary opinion.
So, do you think that you could find love with a woman who did not have a serious investment in her faith?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
Because she will be missing the foundation. Right? And anything with no foundation is prone to be swayed anywhere.
Right.
Like I said, most people don't. Well, I mean, I'm not saying most people don't have an understanding of love. I'm just saying there's so many different variations of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, and my thing was that I believe that you were going to go by the biblical definition. You know,
Sure.
And so, you know, and it explains it to me. And that's kind of like, again, I'm not, the way with me, I don't remember a bunch of shit. I remember the mindset something puts me in. So I might not remember a specific quote verbatim, but I remember how it made me feel and how it made me adjust my behavior, right? And it's kind of the same thing because I remember, you know, especially being young, especially when I was active, well, I guess you would say I was active Jehovah's, but I was just in Jehovah's, but I would go more often. You know, you would hear that love is, you know, not jealous, love is, you know, forgiving, love is all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And I tried to base it on that, right? And I really tried to rock that way with that belief till I started meeting these hoes, and boy, it'll change your whole definition of love, because boy, you can't love these hoes, man. I'm trying to tell you. You try to be forgiving, you try to be kind, you try to be all that, you make you want to go upside a motherfucking head, man. I'm just fucking with you. But no, for real. And that's how I try to approach it. And the thing is, even though I talk a lot of crazy shit, if I care about somebody, even if it's not even a romantic love, you know what I'm saying? I think love should not be a thing that's hard to give. Love should not be a thing. When I say on here every night, I love you, I genuinely mean that. Man, y'all are all having impact, a place in my life, and I appreciate the conversation, it's the time, the chat, whatever it may be, right? Because y'all have a staple. I mean that thing. I tell my friends I love them because I do. I don't understand why the world made it so hard. It's easy to hate people, but it's extremely difficult to love people, right? So that's my whole thing is just like, I try that. But then, you know, once a person burn you, or they do you dirty, and it's not necessarily about, I just know that I kept myself in a certain way because this is how I tried to express myself, right? Now, again, I ain't been perfect. I have not been perfect. It might not ever will be, but that's the angle I try to approach it. So that's what I was thinking when you said, you know what I'm saying? When you said that, you know, I still need to slow up these craps over here. You know what I'm saying? So I need to, so my bad. So that's what I was thinking you were going to say when you say that you had a specific definition of love. So, okay.
Like, I mean, it's okay to love people from a distance. I'm not.
No, and I'm not saying you have to be madly in love with them. I'm not saying that. Like, I don't have to just tell you I love you, and I the fact that, hey, for being a part of my life, for being somebody that I can depend on. See, it's just the good kind of like, why does it have to always be this extreme thing? Like, why does it, you had to do something extreme for me to give a damn about you, or for me to have that type of feeling? I feel like I've tried to start with I try to keep it in the love, the positive, until a person wears that down, as opposed to how I used to be. It's like, okay, I'll figure you out. Like, I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna be more positive, I'm gonna be more upbeat about it. Now, if you reject that, or if you don't return that, or if I don't feel like it's reciprocal or reciprocated, I know that showing love can get you hurt too. And it's a risk. Like, I get it. Like, it's a dangerous way to move. But why not? I think you get more positive out that than you do trying to be bitter to everybody. That's like, because that's what they want. That's what they designed. They wanted us all to be mad. Like, people are supposed to be gregarious. They're supposed to have some kind of herd behavior. We're supposed to be in groups, not overly big groups like we like to be in, but and I just think we've gotten out of that nature. I think we've gotten away from, because they want us isolated. They want us mad at each other. They want us hating each other, when I think most people are probably not good people, because I think to say good is of a very specific, I don't think there's people who are just naturally good, but I don't think most people are bad people, right? I think most people are good-natured, maybe, or try to be good-natured. So, yeah. This nigga get some pistachio. This nigga got a triple match. This nigga don't need nothing. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I agree.
Because what the world needs now is love, sweet love. I don't remember the rest of the song, but there's just too little love. So yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that. I had to sing that shit back in choir like in 6th grade. I don't even know why I remembered that shit. Fucking crazy. Okay, well, Mr. D Love, any other thoughts on your mind? I know I kind of hijacked your conversation, but anything else you want to discuss calling in tonight?
So I'm trying to eat something before 11.
Oh, you on a restriction?
Yeah, I try not to eat past 11 because food to be trying to digest while I'm sleeping.
Oh, okay. And if you eat too late, you're going to get gas.
Good. No, I appreciate it, sir.
All right. Well, that's a bit. Well, shout out to Mr. D Love, a.k.a. Dr. Love, a.k.a. Computer Love. That's your new name. Since you switching fields, your new name is... Shout out to Mr. Computer Love, man. But I appreciate you calling.
Trying to get that big contract.
Man, I ain't mad at you, man. Look, that's what you really need to be looking at. That's the, we'll talk about contracts and some other things that you'll be surprised. So yeah, but shout out to Mr. Love. I appreciate you calling in this evening, sir.
All right, take care.
All right, you have a good night. C Love, Computer Love. He gonna start C-walking. He might start cripping. He can't. I don't know if we can call that nigga C-Love. Okay, look like the dice rolling too fast. Y'all said, so is the trivia working or not? It looked like it was for a second. It looked like, I've been in the fucking top chat the whole time. Good grief. Good grief. If you're watching the stream, make sure you're in the live chat, not the top chat. The top chat edits out some of the messages so you don't see everything that's being typed. So y'all may see me talking to people in the chat, and you probably think I'm crazy. You're probably, who the fuck is this nigga talking to? There's none of this stuff is showing up, right? is in appreciate it, bet. Okay, cool. There's a bingo game. I don't know how much of the YouTube quota is left. But like I say, it's kind of an R&D kind of free for all night. Try the bingo game. It's supposed to. I know how it works for me. It's supposed to be a multiplayer game. The bingo's supposed to be multiplayer. The battle's supposed to be multiplayer. And I think you got to type 3 words in a row on there before somebody else to get it bingo. So straight up and down, left and right, top to bottom, whoever gets it done first, right? So I think, you can type bingo to join if you want to get in on it before he gets all of his done. You should mark it out. So I think any 3, I don't think it's even a specific. It's just any 3 words in any order should make that work. Bingo, it look like the craps works. The dice still rolling too fast on the craps, so we got to slow that down. Let's see. What else? There's a couple of other ones. But yeah, man, it's, you know what's crazy? what's his name died, and nobody really even talked about it that much. Like, was it just me? I think there's a lot of people didn't want to talk about it. What was his name? Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham died, and I didn't really see anybody speaking on it at all. Like, I didn't see anybody mentioning it at all. You know what I mean? Like, I hadn't seen anybody talking about, well, there were some particular people talking about it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What did you say? Well, I'm trying to see something. Let me see. It's supposed to be the words on the screen. So you got to look at the screen to see whatever words you got to get. I don't know if you got to fill all of them or you got to get 3 in a row. So like, what that's telling me is those are the those are the words, I guess, for the people who aren't looking at the screen. So it's showing you what words are in a particular order. So you read them in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So you don't have to put the O in front of them, just the regular words. It should. But I don't know if you have to type them individually as well. So that might be the thing too. So yeah, I'm trying to test some ideas out. For those of you who fuck with the sauce, I got some good shit for the sauce. The sauce and the sauce Discord, when we get everything back rolling this week, I got some good shit for the sauce, man. Just because of the theme, the sports theme, I got some good games for the sauce. Like in the sauce, instead of steel, it's gonna be you got to type them all 3 on. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so you can do all 3 of them in the same thing. All right, Girl 6, I hope you have sweet dreams. Thank you for tuning in this evening. But for the sauce, like, it's got, instead of steel, it's like intercept. It's going to be a whole sports-themed deal to garden your sauce. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What else? There was something else. There was something else that happened that I was supposed to, the bingo said. All right, we'll work on the bingo. We'll figure out how I can tweak the bingo. There's some other games. I don't even think I had all the games marked on that motherfucker. Let me see. There should be a race game. I don't see how that works. There should be a race game. I know the battle game. I think the battle game works. There's a math game. There's a trivia duel game. So you can call somebody out. There should be like a duel. Like, it should be like exclamation point trivia duel, all one word. And then you tag somebody so that way you can challenge one person specifically to be the first to get the trivia. I need to make sure that works, and I need to make sure it doesn't work to where somebody who's not in the challenge can jump in and take it, even though they're not in the challenge. But even though that would, I wouldn't complain about that. That would be that would be funny, right? So it's like a trivia duel. It's a trivia duel, math. It's a bunch of shit. Let me see. But like I said on my rant earlier, man, I think the best option for people, if you're not invested in America, if you're not, and you want the American dream, you got to go to a different country. Like, if you want everything that you wanted from the American dream, you got to go to another country. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to go to a country who ain't quite hit that peak yet, right? Where you have the opportunity to do so, because it just doesn't, man. I don't know. Again, I understand inflation. I understand the cost, but this inflation is ridiculous. And if you're really just looking at it's the way America works to me that concerns me, right? That's my big issue, right? It's our own. I wouldn't even say it's American greed, even though they used to be a great show. They used to be one of my favorite shows. It's not even American greed. It's just that everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses, right? And an American mindset is, if he can do it, I can do it too, right? So we've gotten to the point where everything's overpriced, everything's overcharged. You really don't get the value anymore. What is that word they make? When they base something, obsolescence, like designed obsolescence, something like that. Basically, where it's the shit's designed to break. right? It's not designed to last a lifetime. It's not designed to work forever, right? And that's the whole thing. But to me, these companies are stupid. Build some shit that fucking works and lasts, and guess what? People are gonna buy that. They're gonna recommend that because none of the other companies are building shit that fucking lasts, right? People are gonna be more than happy to buy your shit. Yeah, they may pass it down, but that's better than somebody going to buy another cheap, something from somebody. Like, at least it's going to stay in the family. Because people are going to want to switch up. Like, even if the fucking refrigerators from back in the day last forever, they look hideous in your average house now, right? So it's going to get moved along. People are still going to buy shit because that's the American mentality, is to buy shit. You know what I mean? But their whole thing is like, oh, we gotta make sure that they buy it. We want to buy it in 3 or 4 years, as opposed to, every decade or every, lifetime or so. But here we are, man. If you ain't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. But it's a crazy thing, man. So, like, I get it. I love Americans. I love Americans, right? I love the American people, right? I love the people I meet, right? I love that we're on the ground level. The motherfuckers in the ivory tower, fuck them motherfuckers. Like, fuck them, bro. Like, 'cause they're not like us. They're not us. and it's just this whole. I hate how the world has turned into this like weird. And not saying it hasn't been. There's always been like a weird connection with politics. And I get it. You pay attention because you want to know what the fuck they're doing with your shit. And then you some people seem favorable. Some people seem this way and that way. You get all caught up. But when it really gets down to it, any motherfucker that tell you how to take out your pocket and spend your money the way that you don't want to is a piece of shit. Right? Oh, okay, cool. Good. That's a good thing, though, right? The bot getting broke is a good thing because that's the whole goal. So, like I said, I still ain't sent that report in. But that's damn near a whole week. So, that's damn near a whole week. So, that should be good enough. And I'm like, look, I'm running out every night. I'm running out every night at the 2-hour mark. So that's good. I actually forgot the motherfucker broke down earlier. So, yeah. Okay. So it is almost about that time. Yes, the bot is broken. In YouTube, it breaks. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's my only thing about YouTube. It breaks in YouTube. Kick, it's fine. The Discord, it's pretty much fine. All the things that are on YouTube are in the Discord or on Twitch or on Twitch and Kick. But those platforms don't have like a quota, like an API call. So I got to do some extra shit because again, the bot's fine. It's just it's out of juice. The bot ain't got no juice. Nobody believe you. But again, it's a crazy world we live in. And it's hard for me to see. I guess people adapt, right? People, they're adapt. They're always going to say, oh, never, not me. I'll never do this. I'll never do. I'm pretty sure there's things back in the day I said, I'd never do that and do it. And now we do it on a daily, right? It's social media platform. I probably never used to never fuck with like Instagram and shit like that. And once I got on it, it got me, right? Or shit like that. And so if you really read between the lines and read about the things that are going on, I ain't pay my bot bills, man. Look, I ain't pay YouTube the bot bills, man. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. But yeah, man. So it's just I wish for people to, and it's not like hippie utopia world, but I wish for people to be happy in the ways that truly make them happy. I think most people are limited of mindset, so they don't know what truly makes them happy. So that's why they copy what other people do or they emulate what other people are doing in hopes of it making them happy or, at least playing the role, I guess, right? But then they're really miserable. That's what I was talking about, like how the McDonald's play places don't exist. The fucking slides, the little bubble tubes, all that type of shit. They were like 2 stories. That was dangerous. You fell like down. You tumble down that motherfucker into a ball pit full of snakes. Niggas get bit. Niggas get fucked up. No, and all of them didn't have snakes. I keep saying that because I know a local one did. But you look at the McDonald's now, they're all built like corporate buildings. Like I said earlier, the kids don't want McDonald's for the toy or the play place. They actually want to eat that bullshit ass, plastic ass food. That's when the stream fucked up early when I started talking about the fucking food. You know, McDonald's probably tapped in. If they start talking about our food, fuck his stream up. Yeah, eating that like kids now, they actually like the bullshit. Let's be 100. Like, you liked outside food for the event. Maybe the fries. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the fries, yeah, right? And it was cool, but niggas was really plotting on toys, right? Like Cracker Jack. You know what I'm saying? What's the other motherfucker? Cracker Jack. Cereal boxes. Do they still got toys in the cereal? I don't even know. Right? I don't even know if this is still a thing. So it's a situation where I should have never gave these niggas Discord privileges. But it's a situation where the little surprises, the little fun I like. See, I'm glad I had a sibling, but she passed. But it was never a situation where we really had to compete for the cereal box, right? Like, so that's the thing. That's why I say, like, if you have kids, you gotta have more than one. Because one kid is always a fucking weirdo. Like, one kid doesn't know how to socialize. One kid doesn't, and that's the problem. It's not even that all the shit. It's just like motherfuckers are in weird positions. Like, you only got one. He don't know. He doesn't, know how to interact because he gets his way all the time. And then when he don't get his way, the motherfuckers start tripping. I wasn't like that, but I'm just saying why a lot of these kids are. But, so I knew I was getting the toy. I'm going in the motherfucking box for the toy first. I don't even want the cereal right now. I don't even want the cereals. I don't even want the cereals right now, right? I want the motherfucking toy I want the fucking bowl caddy. I want the little shit that hang on the bowl to make me. I want the fucking plastic spoon, right? Shaped like whatever characters on the goddamn box. That's what I want. I want the little plastic toy army man or whatever the fuck comes out of the goddamn little stickers and shit. I want the shit come out of the fucking Cracker Jack, but I want prizes with my snacks. Do they even do that anymore? I don't know. But like I say, I feel sorry for the youth because people are still popping out kids, right? I'm not saying let's just end the population, but we have a sick population right now, and we're continuing to birth people into a very sick society. Right? In a very disturbed society, mentally, health-wise, like everything. And so knowing how I think, knowing how I operate, knowing my stance on a lot of stuff, I couldn't bring a Honcho Jr. into this world. And that's why I feel sorry for the youth now. But anyway, it's almost about that time. I appreciate D, what's the motherfucking deal? We was talking about you the other day. And not in a good way, but good to see you. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I say, just the last minute stream on a Sunday. If you ain't hit that like button, please hit the like button. We're trying to let YouTube hopefully the other den folk are out there somewhere in YouTube verse, and the likes send a signal to let YouTube know the next time, hey, let's bring this community back together. They actually still entertain this nonsense. They actually still be listening to this crazy ass nigga. Half these niggas crazy they sell, but we love it, right? That's what makes us a digital family. Look at this nigga. First thing he come in here, says it's very selfish to me. Is that selfish to me to not have children? Or which one are you talking about? The sauce will be back this week. We'll be rocking the sauce this week. I've been working, putting the finishing touches on some stuff. We'll get active. Like, I like talking about shit. I'm not knocking nobody. Don't think nobody's shooting shots or nothing like that, because y'all know how y'all motherfuckers be. I just like talking about the shit when action is happening. Like when I can start seeing like provable results. I don't know, like into the speculation. It's because it's so much speculation and the shit never happens or this don't happen. So I don't really be into all that shit, right? Like I like to know when, hey, these niggas acting up in camp, these niggas doing this, they doing that. Okay, this is what they're looking like on some real shit, right? And I like to be able to see the shit myself because y'all remember when who was that? Rankin? Not Rankin. Who was that other nigga? I can't even think of his name. Davenport. Remember them niggas told you Davenport was doing good? I think they said they told you Rankin was doing good too. Remember they were telling you all that bullshit? And niggas was eating, they're gonna be bad, gonna be cold this year. Nigga be that nigga's ass sticking out the garbage can. Nigga, that nigga's dead body ass up in the garbage can. That's how trash that nigga was. Right? That's how trash that nigga was. That nigga, y'all wanna see a dead body? Look at this shit. That's how trash that nigga was. Anyway. Oh. You say, don't go away. Nah. But like I say, it's just it's a wild world that we live in, right? And like I say, I wish that everybody could have the happiness that they seek, but I don't think people truly seek their heart's desire. I think a lot of people are limited, and myself included. Like I'm not saying I got it all figured out, right? Because as you get older, or as you just kind of really take the time to think, as you really start thinking for yourself, as life continues on, man. Like it's just, as life goes on, bro, it's just it just changes your perspective on things, right? It makes you look at shit real different. Because you hold on to things, you do certain things because you got ties to family. I think a lot of people never got to pursue their dreams. They had families too early, right? And then they got built into some or maybe kept having kids. I'm not knocking it, right? Like I like to have real conversations, real honest conversations. I know people who done popped out kids and they honestly, it's like, man, if I had it all over again, I wouldn't have them. Love them to death, love everything about them. But knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have done this. I'd have done something different, or I'd have established this first or done this first, whatever it may be, But struggle makes character and all that other good shit. But it's just, I encourage people, people with this limited time that we have on this planet, you should be devising your own thoughts. You should be moving in your own direction. Not saying it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks. It shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks that you didn't make an agreement with, right? Like, if you didn't make an agreement, like I say, with a significant other or whomever that you spoke out, it shouldn't matter, right? And in a way, parents included, right? In a way, parents, because you didn't make an agreement to come in, that motherfucker, y'all brought me into this motherfucker. Y'all brought me into this motherfucker unwillingly. I'm here though, so let's rock out. But it's time to wrap it up, man. Again, I appreciate you. Right, but that's my thing though. I don't think that life is fucked up. I think life is a beautiful thing. I think life, to a point, was a beautiful thing. But to me, my mindset is if I was to have a child, I don't think they would get to live in the same world I grew up in. I don't live in the same world I grew up in, right? And I understand the old folks back then, but it's drastically different now, right? Because up until 90s, mid-2000s maybe, it was still, even though 2000 was supposed to be the turn of a generation, it was still kind of old school. But then there was a point, late 2000s to now, shit just started going crazy, man. And oh man, I got a new name. I got a new name because I ended up on some kind of a stupid ass, them post whatever month is such and such and such. That's your new name. I will now be addressed as the Tide God. But here's my thing though. I don't think, like, what I look at, to me, I think would be selfish for me to bring them here for my own sake to say, because I think most people have kids to look at a little mini me. I think most people have kids because they don't know what to do next, right? And this is not, I think there's a lot of kids, a lot of motherfuckers that like having sex, didn't properly plan it. Kid popped out. I love this person. We're gonna make it work, and it's doable. Some tried it, they don't work. Like I said, I would just hate a situation because again, everything you do, you gotta go for a walk in the park. You're tracked. Your everything is they have access to you. And the way I look at it is not about, people say, oh, that's safe. It's not. It isn't, right? You don't feel comfortable when you have this all-seeing eye. And I'm not saying you're out doing dirt. I'm not saying you're doing, it's just when we were young, that feeling of adventure, like I'm out in the world, don't nobody know where I am. I'm just discovering shit. Even though it's probably already been discovered, but I'm just out doing. That don't exist, man. Those type of kids don't exist no more, right? Everybody's weird, and I would look at it differently if I had a large amount of farmland. Then I'd start a cult, right? I'd start a cult, and with a large amount of farmland, and I'd recruit women of all races, and I'd just start a Honcho nation, right? We all gotta go by these principles. We gotta follow this direct, and I'm gonna put them fucking kids to work, right? The motherfuckers gonna be reading by the time they too. Like it would be a whole. It would be a like I know, I know for a fact. Like this is what I'm saying, and this is the conundrum, I guess. If I'd have done it a while back, maybe more so. We've already talked about reasons why not. But if I had a kid, it'd be the most badass kid that ever walked the fucking planet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a fact, right? Like it's gonna be he's gonna beat up other kids. He's gonna be quick with it. He's gonna be ready to, but he's gonna be a good guy. But he's just athletically, he's gonna be gifted. You know what I mean? Like those type of things. He's just gonna be a badass motherfucker. But I wouldn't want him to be restricted by the world that he would be put into, right? And I'm not saying that your kid needs to think exactly like you. It needs to be this, and this. I just don't like the current direction of the world, right? Right. But it's not even about being hunted. It's not even about, that. It's just about the mental health and the quality of life that you have, right? We live in a world where everything is screens and nobody's outside. And I'm not saying, again, that would be my job as a father, but that's why I say if it would take me having a massive amount of property into a way that, that's how it would, those things would affect my thinking, right? Because knowing what you know about the food supply, knowing what you know about just everything, we ain't got to dive into it. Again, some people are deeper off into the belief than others. But knowing all this stuff and knowing that I don't have the ability at this point to protect him from the entire fucking world, right? So that he can have that life. And I'm assuming that he ever say, well, Honcho, how do you know it's going to be a he? Because if I had a kid, I'd want a son, right? Just straight up. Not saying that girls ain't cool, I would want a son. Right, and there's no bias about it. There's no nothing about it, because, and not saying daughters can't take after you, whatever, but I would want the little mini monster version of me. And again, that would be the selfish thing, right? Like that's what I say. I talk about people do it because they're selfish, but I would want to imbue all of my knowledge, all of my understanding, all of my worldviews, and then let him make a decision with it, right? But to have the ability to do that, you can't do that no more. Have people trying to push all kind of weird shit. He's going to be introduced to shit if he's going out in public that, I didn't anticipate. A bunch of bullshit. I don't want to do all that. Right? No, it's not even that, because I don't even be tripping like that. It's not, like, my mindset now is like, I ain't done enough fucking. I mean, you ain't never heard no nigga say that, that's not necessarily the truth. But it's not even my motivation. Like at this point in the world, and at this point in my mind, is like, I don't want to be, because of my personal beliefs, I don't necessarily want to be too heavily grounded in any one thing, right? Like in any one area, because of what I believe, right? Like I don't. It's another conversation for another day. We'll maybe bring it up more this week. But like I said, I just think that we live in a world where things are going to get shaky. And the more you have to deal with, the more family, the more whatever, it's a lot more preparation. It's a lot more mental issues, a lot more things that you have to try to get people on. It's a lot, right? And again, not to start some fear-mongering conversation or none of that shit. But, yeah. To dub nap slap. Oh, goodness gracious. But I said I was going to wrap it up a minute ago and I kept on talking. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. No, the world itself, I do believe, will always be here. The world, the physical embodiment of the world, I do believe will always be here. Man, on the other hand, we're an interesting creature. Right, we're an interesting species. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up, man. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, man. For real, take care of yourselves, man. Just tell your loved ones you love them. I've been telling y'all, squash your old beefs, whatever issues you got going on. If they ain't that serious, if the shit ain't life or death, man, kill all the bullshit. Stop all the fuck shit. It's enough hate going on in the world. It's enough pain. It's enough everything. You know what I'm saying? Try to be at least at some point in the day. I ain't saying you got to be a shining bright light every. Like, just pass on like one little bit of niceness. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, just a little bit every day. I think that shit spreads and multiplies. So pass on some nice. Do that for your boy tomorrow. Everybody pass on a little bit of niceness to somebody, and a stranger. Pass on some niceness to a stranger, right? And with that being said, I'm chugging up a deuce. Again, as always, it's honor, my privilege, but more than anything, it was my pleasure to get to chop it up with you lovely folks this evening. I'm chugging up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. But you got to get the fuck up out the den, because the stream is at an end. Good night.